Let's talk about Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins. Right now, things do not look good with this team. They are 10-1 against teams that are 500 or worse, and they're 1-4 against teams that are 500 or better. And that one win is against the Dallas Cowboys a week ago when they won by a field goal. I'm looking at the Miami Dolphins right now. They are a very good football team. I will say that, but they're not a true Super Bowl contending team. And that's unfortunate because they've dumped a lot of resources and a lot of money into this team by drafting guys like Jalen Waddle, trading for Tyreek Hill, by acquiring Tyron Armstead in free agency, Teron Armstead in free agency. They've done everything to put a nice team around Tua Tagovailoa with Raheem Mostert, with Devon Achane. Just right now, things cannot get going against elite level competition. And that is something to look out for as they head into the playoffs. Now, they lost Jalen Phillips a couple weeks ago against the New York Jets. He went down with a torn Achilles right when things started to look good for him, and he was heading into the right direction. Hopefully, he can bounce back from that, and he can still be a star with this team because he has potential to be a great defensive end. But this is a guy in the past that contemplated playing football ever again due to injuries. Now, they also just lost another key pass rusher, Bradley Chubb. This is where I have a problem with Mike McDaniel. I really think Mike McDaniel is a very good head coach, brilliant offensive mind. Comes from that Coach Shanahan tree. He was on that staff of the Washington Redskins a long time ago. Him, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, the whole nine. Why? Why is Bradley Chubb still in the game when you're down a significant amount late in the fourth quarter? You're not going to come back in the game. The game is over with. I understand that you have pride, you have fight, and even Bradley Chubb, maybe he wanted to go out there. As a coach, you take him out the game. You say, you know what? We have Buffalo next week. Or you just say this right here. We've clinched a playoff spot. Hey, take the players out. Let's rest up next week. Let's head into the NFL playoffs. We have already lost one guy that's a key pass rusher with this team. We can't afford to lose you. But they have lost both of the guys. Now, Bradley Chubb, it is in question, did he suffer torn ACL or not, but it didn't look pretty. Regardless, he's going to miss time. So you don't have him. Xavier Howard also left the game against the Baltimore Ravens as well. So now you're down to just Jalen Ramsey, who is still a very good corner with this team, Javon Holland at the safety position, and Deshaun Elliott. After that, you're thin in that secondary. They're very thin, and they're thin at that edge rusher spot as well. They have some very good defensive players like Christian Wilkins, who is still very good against stopping the run. He has 8 sacks on the season, but this team is at its best when you have Jalen Phillips and when you have Bradley Chubb. And right now, they don't have those guys. And they're not going to be able to make a deep playoff run. And you mix that in with this as well. When they go against physical football teams, it's not pretty. Look at what the Philadelphia Eagles did to them. Even though it was close at times, the Philadelphia Eagles punched on the team, made them basically just say, man, you know what? Let's go on to the next week. They can't stop the run against certain teams, and they get out physical a lot, especially on the line of scrimmage. And Tua Tagovailoa is a very good quarterback. I think that Tua has high potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL for the next couple of years, but I am concerned about this. When the offensive line gives up a lot of pressure, he isn't the same quarterback. He's not a one-read quarterback like how a lot of people will say he's just looking for Tyreek Hill and Tyreek Hill only. That's not the case. He has a great rapport with Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill is one of the best wide receivers in the game. He also looks to Jalen Waddle. They didn't have Jalen Waddle against the Baltimore Ravens either, but it would have took more than just that to go out there and compete against that team. Give the Ravens credit and give all the teams credit that beat this team this season as well. They have to come up big in these moments because you're entering the playoffs right now. And next week against the Buffalo Bills will be very interesting. If it's me, I'm sitting down all the starters. You can't lose other guys on this roster. You just can't. Now, Tyreek Hill did deal with an injury against the Tennessee Titans. He hurt his ankle. He missed the game. And Jalen Waddle just hurt his ankle against the Dallas Cowboys last week. Let the guys rest up, alter your game plan, and get ready for the NFL playoffs. That's what they should do. And the offensive line has to play better. Devon Achane has been a very good running back with this team. He's one of the best young running backs in the NFL. At a certain point in time before he got injured this season, he was averaging 10 yards a carry. Yes, that's a real statistic. He was averaging 10 yards a carry in the NFL before he got injured a couple months ago with that knee injury. And you have Raheem Mostert, who is a good running back as well. They have the talent. It just comes down to, are they good enough at times? And against elite level competition right now, they're not good enough. Mike McDaniel gets too cute at times with the motion. In the past of last season, when he ran motion, it made the defensive players go out of whack. They didn't know what was going on with all that speed. This season, he uses a lot of motion. The defensive players just stay where they're at and they don't panic. And the NFL has caught up to that system that the Miami Dolphins are running. So I am worried about that. And it seems like it's no adjustments by Mike McDaniel either. Now, last season, the defense let them down. They didn't have a run game. The defense has been better this season with Vic Fangio. He's called up better blitzes, better defensive plays, but the lack of talent that they have at certain positions due to injuries is starting to show up. So it's going to come down to, can Tua carry them over the hump? Against certain teams, he can. But you also have these costly mistakes by Tua Tagovailoa as well. Like how he threw the interceptions today against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not saying that this team is just horrible and they don't deserve to be in this spot. But they have beat a lot of teams that aren't that good. And against elite level pass rush, Tua Tagovailoa is not the same. They're in a horrible situation because of the injuries, and they have injuries at the most important position, at pass rusher. You don't have Jalen Phillips, and you're not going to have Bradley Chubb either for the entire playoff run, it seems like. I am concerned about that. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about the Miami Dolphins, and can they make a true Super Bowl push, and will things change in the NFL playoffs? We're talking about a team last season that were a breakout team. They got things going into the right direction. This season seemed like it should have been a Super Bowl push for this team, and it seems like against elite level competition, they took a step back. Last season, they had a major comeback victory over the Baltimore Ravens. And last year, they had a great win over the Buffalo Bills as well. We haven't seen that same team this season, and they went out and got better players. They went out and acquired Jalen Ramsey from the Los Angeles Rams, and he did miss a good portion of the season, recovering from the knee injury, but he stepped in and he's looked very good as well. But them missing Xavier Howard, Jalen Phillips, and Bradley Chubb, I'm worried about this team, and also Jerome Baker as well. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about the Miami Dolphins? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.